Today we are at the Franklin Main Street Festival. This is a festival that happens this weekend, April 25th, 26th, here in Franklin, Tennessee, where there's a ton of vendors. They're expecting over 100,000 people here throughout the weekend. And it's just a really lovely way to be in the community, celebrate the community. And so today, this video is going to be me just walking around, showing some of that off to you. Hoping great. One nice thing, so we've come early in the morning before all of the vendors are officially set up, and so you see there's still quite a decent amount of people through this video, but we get to speak a lot more closely with the vendors, have a bit more space walking around, and just get a feel for it. Later on today, this will be packed. There'll be tons of people to jam, and so it's my nice option to see what it's like before the crowds getting here a little earlier on the first day. If you think about moving to Franklin, Tennessee, there may be one weekend that shows you exactly what life could feel like here, and that's the Franklin Main Street Festival weekend. So today, I'm going to walk you through it, not just what it looks like, but what it tells you about living in Franklin, the lifestyle, the community, and what you may need to think about before calling Franklin your home. So let's start off at the top. What is it? What is the Main Street Festival? So it's actually one of the biggest annual events in downtown Franklin. So we're talking about hundreds of vendors, local food and small businesses, live music, thousands of people walking Main Street. Actually, this year they predicted hundreds of thousands, so it's a really large event. But the one thing to note is not just a festival, but it's also a snapshot of the community and how the community comes together. One of the nice things I like about it, or the way I see it when I walk through Main Street Festival, is you see different groups of people walking together, whether that's families, friends, colleagues. You see people running into their neighbors. You see local businesses being supported. And for me, what it shows me and what it tells me, that it's not just a place where people live, but it's a place to engage. It's a place to connect. It's a place to build those relationships. It's a place where the community and supporting that community becomes part of your lifestyle. And even though this event is very busy and there's lots of people, it's not chaotic like a big city, or it doesn't feel chaotic like a big city might feel. For me, for example, when I used to live in New York, we used to have the festivals throughout the city, and I loved walking through them, but they always felt jam-packed, tons of people, lots of energy, lots of things going on. This festival, you have the energy, you have the excitement, but it feels slightly slower. There's some walkability, and there's this intentional feel to the design, especially as it continues to grow year after year. And in my opinion, that translates into the life that people live in Franklin. The next thing that I like about the festival is you're not seeing big chains dominate the event. You're seeing local artists, small brands, family-run businesses, and there's this lovely combination of art, culture, food, and service businesses as well. And so the first time I came through here, through the festival, what I immediately noticed was, wow, there's a real intent on valuing the local population over corporations. And that to me stands out about how you spend your time and where you spend your time. So now let's ground this back into real estate, not just walking through the festival and enjoying the festival. So during events like this, downtown gets packed. So when I'm walking through, it's 10 a.m. in the morning, festival's just beginning to go, and most of the parking quickly surrounding the area was already full. We had actually got there at 8 a.m. that morning, and the parking structure right next door to the festival was halfway full already. So if you're someone who needs quick access in and out, or doesn't love crowds, that's something to consider on this weekend, and consider about Franklin in general, especially during peak hour times. The second thing to note is cost of living. So yes, these events generate a ton of demand, which is wonderful for the community, but which suggests that Franklin is one of those more sought after areas in Middle Tennessee, and that can show up in housing, that can show up in lifestyle, and that can show up in overall cost to live there. So this may be the perfect fit for someone who enjoys community events, likes being out and about, values the walkability and local culture, specifically around downtown Franklin. But if you prefer quieter or larger lots and less active areas, there may be better areas surrounding Franklin that are a better fit for you, not so close to downtown. Instead of asking questions like, is Franklin a good place to buy? Which is a valuable question, but sometimes needs to be expanded. I ask things like, does the lifestyle match how I want to live my day to day? Because events like the Main Street Festival aren't just occasions, but they're a reflection of the people, a reflection of the energy, a reflection of the expectations. Now, it's not directly saying that, but that's kind of the feel that it may have for you.
And so if you think about moving to Franklin or anywhere in Middle Tennessee, I'd love to work alongside you to help determine different areas that are value to you, lifestyle differences, what to expect before you move, and help figure out what area actually best fits you and your lifestyle. For everyone else, please like, subscribe, follow along, and I'll see you in the next one.